Okay, so good morning, guys. So let us continue our journey in learning the shell script. So yesterday we learned about some of the very important aspects in the shell scripts. So that we call it as something like a miscellaneous things, right? So yesterday we learned many things, right? About what are the basic things which we need to know whenever we work on script, like starting from the variables, how the variables has to be used in a script, right? And what are the different ways of using the variables. Plus also we try to learn many other things also, right? So yesterday we covered some a lot of stuff which are used in scripts. So what we are going to learn today? So today we are going to learn. So let me write it down. Today is 29th, 23. The time is 8:15 a.m. IST. So what we're going to learn today. So today we are going to learn major things. Like today I'm planning to cover the case statement. After this condition, we have some case statements, and then we have something known as a positional parameters. Positional parameters very important, and also we will start working on loops. So these are the major important things which we have to cover today. Okay, and there are a lot of examples are there, guys, for this. So we will be writing today a lot of examples. But before this all, yesterday you remember that I just told at the end that we need to start something that like a lot of people had asked that what is the difference actually? What is the difference between the slash, a single slash? I mean the single open bracket with the double open bracket. So you would have seen these two being used in our script actually. So you can either use this.
Hello. Hello.
Rajesh, we are not able to hear your voice.
Yes, you were not able to hear.
Hello. Hello.
Sir, yes, sir. Now we are able to hear.
Yes, sir.
Oh, sorry, you guys. What happened actually? The voice was breaking or complete dump?
No, completely dumb.
Oh my God. Sorry. I'm very sorry. It's good that you interrupt me like that. If any voice or any video is hanging, right, or lagging, right, please let me know.
Yeah.
So guys, now it is fine. Now the audio is clear. Audio and video.
Now it's clear.
Now it's clear.
So, thank you. So what I was trying to say that, let me repeat what I said actually. So we need to understand what is the difference between the single bracket and the double bracket. So this both are used in a script, no doubt, actually. See, you use the single bracket or you use a double bracket. Both are used as a test conditions. These both are called as a test conditions, actually. Test conditions. These both are called as a test conditions, actually. So here, either you can use this way, like, see, you know the syntax that whenever using the bracket, always you have to open the bracket, give some space. You have to give one space. That is the syntax. Write the condition and again give the space and close the bracket. Or you can use a double open bracket, give the space, write the condition, again give the space and close the double bracket. So this is the syntax actually. If you're not giving a space here, assume that you're not giving space like this. So this will be a syntax error. So please make sure that whenever using double bracket, the conditions left and right, there should be one space. Right now, what exactly the difference between the single bracket and the double bracket? That is what we have to learn. right? So as I said, double bracket or single bracket, both are used in shell script. No doubt in that. You will see that in many scripts, single bracket is used, square bracket is used. In many scripts, double bracket is used. But what we say that double bracket is an improvement version of the single bracket actually. And also the double bracket has more or has several benefits. Let's write in the next line then. Double bracket has several benefits compared to single bracket. What are those actually? To understand better, guys, let us try to understand through an example how we can use a single bracket and double bracket. So when we go through the example, you will able to understand how both this works actually. Okay, yeah, no problem, Aish. Okay. Now, what is the difference? Now, you know very well that yesterday I have these two servers in CentOS as well as I have a Ubuntu. Fine. In the CentOS server, you know that we had installed yesterday the Docker, right? The Docker. So if I execute a command, sudo systemctl status and specify Docker. So Docker is not loaded, it is disabled, it is dead actually. You can restart it. You have to just say sudo systemctl restart, sudo systemctl start, and then say Docker. Sorry, systemctl. So you're starting the Docker service now. Now again, when you try to do run the command, the status. So now you could see that actually that your Docker is up and running, right? This service is up and running, or the Docker daemon is up and running. So shall I write a script actually where I can start the script, or I need to start a Docker script actually? Okay, so for doing that, let me do one thing, guys. For this, because I want to be a normal sudo user, or else I need to be a root user to run this command, systemctl commands. So it is better that I move to the root user and then I'll come back again. Let me switch to the root user. So I'm in a root user now. So now what I'll do, I'll go to the home, CentOS. You know very well that I have kept the scripts directory. Here under the scripts directory, I can write a script. What is it? Suppose something like a docker start.sh. This is a script which I'm writing. Okay, so what I will do now, okay, I'll use a hashbang, hashbang /bin/bash, or else /usr bin env bash. We'll use this today like this. Okay, then what I have to do, I have to just to do a sudo, or let's say systemctl start docker. This one command I'm using within my script, right? And I will say the script, simple one-line script. Then what I will do, I have to do a chmod +x. It means that you are giving a execute permission for your file. Now, guys, whenever you want to see it, when you do lsfnl of docker start.sh, you see here, there is no execute permission here. There's no execute permission. By default, execute permission is not given to any file when you create a file, right? So here you have to give a execute permission, chmod +x docker start.sh. Again, when you do lsfnl of docker, now you could see that it has got the execute permission, right? Now you could see that actually it has got the execute permission. Okay, guys, if I'm giving +x, it means that it applies to all the users. You could see that all the users has got execute permission. That's the reason it will turn into a green color. So whenever it has the permission, execute permission for all the users, it could be owner, group, and others, you could see that the file turn into a green color, right? This specifies that this file has an execute permission. Now what I will do, I'll try to do a docker /docker start.sh and say enter. Now you could see that actually it has started the Docker service. So now when you do a systemctl status Docker, you could see that the Docker is up and running. Assume that I will stop it. I'll just do a systemctl stop Docker. Now you could see that the Docker has been stopped. Now when you do the status, you could see that Docker is stopped and you could see that it is in a dead state. Now I'll try to run my script, docker start.sh. It has executed. That's fine. But how you're going to verify? You're going to verify with the Docker status, systemctl status Docker command. See, now it is running now. Earlier I stopped it. After execution of the script, now it has been running. This is fine. Okay. This is correct only. But when I'm running a script, actually, it has to ask me, something like whether you want to really run, whether you want to really start the Docker or service, yes or no, something like that you have to get right. So let us try to improvise our script now. So what I'm going to do that, I'm going to open the same script, docker start.sh. Let me do one thing. Let me write something like this, like read -p. Do you want to start Docker? Something, yes or no. And then like what happened, right? You need to have some variable, right? So variable name, something like it is something like a user confirmation, or else I can write it something like a USR CNF, user confirmation, right? This is a variable. Now what happened, right? Whatever the user gives. So yesterday, Ram, yesterday I told that actually -p means actually it is something like you can pass as text within your read command. So if you remember, now let me come out. I will write an example, right? Demo.sh. Already we have written. See? Now what happened, right? Yesterday you remember, I said echo, enter your name. Okay, I understand, no problem. So what I said that echo enter the name. This is the echo command which you're using. This will what the echo will do. Echo will try to print the string into the standard output. So guys, there is one more is there. Printf is there, which I'll introduce slowly. Printf is also used to throw the standard output actually. Like for example, I can use the printf. Enter your name. Like this, also you can use it actually. Either you can use echo or either you can use printf actually. What is the difference between printf? When I come with the printf, I will explain you that. Don't worry about that now. Okay. So we are having a printf also. We'll be using echo. You know that echo is a command which will throw the string, whatever you're passing. This is a string you're passing, right? It will throw to a standard output. And then what happened, right? Once you're doing, it'll ask you for enter your name. Now you need to give some name, right? Or you need to give some input. So read is a command which will ask input from the user actually. Read and the variable name. Variable name is my_name. So read command is same thing like a scanf statement, what you have in C. In C language, in C language, you know that there is a scanf statement is there. Scanf is basically, scanf function basically asks input from the user. It means that you give some input. Okay, it is same. So read is same as scanf. Like that you have to understand. Okay, so now coming back here, so read is a command. It asks input from the user. Once the user comes, so it means that here read will wait until the user gives some inputs. It will not go off. It will not at all log out. So when a read will wait, here what happened, internally what happened, read will wait for a user until the user gives an input. So that whatever the input you're giving now, that will be assigned to this variable by name my name. And later in the next line, what you're doing, echo $ of my name. You're printing the same input, whatever has been given. So when I save this file, when I execute this file, demo.sh, can you see here, enter your name. It asks you, right? How it is asking you, how it is waiting here, because you are calling a read command inside your script. Read and specify the variable name, something like my_name, right? So here we are waiting, right? So yeah, sorry, here the read command is waiting till a user give input. So I'll give the input as Rajesh. Enter. See, the same will be printed, right? So read. So here what happened, right? In this script, what I said, right? You are having this echo statement, echo command statement, as well as you have a read. you'll say, sir, I don't want to use this, sir, echo. I want to print this string, enter your name, as well as I need to even ask input from the user. Both the work I want to do at a time. I don't want to have an extra echo command like this. I don't want this at all. Then guys, what you have to do that, you have to remove this line, enter your like that. You have to come over here in the read command. There is an option by name -p option. Okay, enter your name. A space and then specify the variable name here. You could see that read -p string, whatever the string, and then say, and then give your variable name. And then in the next line, you are printing the same thing. Now let us execute the script. sh demo.sh, or else we can just say /demo.sh. See, enter your name, Rajesh. Same thing to be printed. So you could see that both the things, like asking input from the user as well as throwing the strings, or input giving the input, throwing the string to a stand input. Both the things can be achieved with the help of a read command, but you have to use a -p option. Is it? Okay, good. So guys, hope this is clear. I don't think so anybody had any doubt in this, right? So you need to achieve both the things, means you have to always use the read. This is very important. Almost most of the scripts you will see that we always use a read with a -p option actually. So you don't have to get confused. You have to understand, okay, this string will be thrown to the user, or it will, while executing this, this will be printed, and whatever the inputs will be given, that will be stored to this variable name. Like that, you have to understand. Is it clear? Okay, fine. So now what I'm doing here, guys, coming back here in your file, which is the file docker start.sh. Come back here. See, I'm using the read -p. Do you want to start the Docker? Say yes or no. Okay, and always you have to use the double quote. You could see that it starts with a double quote and it ends with a double quote like this. After that, give the space, one space, and give the variable name. The variable name here is user confirmation. US, you can give anything, variable A, B, C, anything, but give the variable name such a way that actually it should be a human readable format. If anybody says user confirmation, oh, it means that okay, user confirm. It means that okay, a user has to give input either yes or no, something like that. So it is always better to give a variable name which has some meaningful, right? So what you're doing here, guys. So now when you are giving it, actually, you know very well that whatever the input will be given, that will be stored into this variable USR CNF, user confirmation. Now in the next line, what I will do, I will use the if condition. If, open the square bracket, if, open the single square bracket, and then say $of user confirmation, CNF, is equal to yes. If it is equal to yes, you could see that, guys, I'm giving a space here. See, open the if space bracket space and specify this variable name with $CNF space equal space yes space, and then close the square bracket. See, this is the syntax. It should be like that only. Then, okay, then give some space, two space, and say echo something like starting Docker, something like this, and then just use this command. Which is the command, guys? Yeah, system.start start command, Docker. Right? This all. Or else, if you're giving us a no, then you have something like else. In the else part, what you're doing, give two spaces, echo. You're not doing, like, if you say no means you're just skipping it, right? So just say skipping, simple. Like this. And close this if condition with F5. Simple, right? So here you are making it still more better. You are enhancing your script actually. Now I will save the script actually. So I already given the permission. I know how to do it. So when I do a docker start.sh, see, docker start.sh. So it is asking me, do you want to really start it? I'll say yes. See, it says that starting Docker. Yes, Ravi, I will come across with that. Don't worry about that. Equal and equals. Okay. Yes, I'll come across with that. Yeah. Now, when you are running it, actually, you could see that it is asking input. Do you want to really start? Yes or no? I'll give yes, sir. So it is starting Docker. It means that it is really starting the Docker. So here also, I'm not really confirming. I'm not checking whether Docker has really started or not. I'm just assuming, okay, Docker has started now because you're executing this command. Still, we can write some more conditions saying that you have to really check whether Docker has started or not. That again, you have to use one more if condition and then like test whether Docker has really started. So you know very well that you need to always look for that running status. Or else what happened, right? there is something like a systemctl is active Docker. Whenever the Docker is up and running, always it will return as an active only. This one. So you could see that when I do a systemctl status Docker, you could see that the Docker is active and it is running. So I'm using an option along the systemctl is active. Suppose assume that you stop the Docker, systemctl stop Docker. See, the Docker has been stopped. How to check it? Status. So Docker is in a dead state. I mean, the service is stopped now. Now when you do a systemctl is active Docker, see, it is inactive. So can I use this command to verify whether Docker is up or not? Yes, you can verify. Can you enhance the script, guys, by your own now? So after starting the Docker, so what you're going to do? After docking Docker, still here again you have to write one more if condition. Check whether systemctl command is active is equal to active. If it is active, then you say that Docker is up and running, or else Docker is not up and running. Like that, you have to add one more if condition to make sure that whatever you are starting the Docker, it is 100% executed. Correct. So like that, what happened? That here, what happened? You are making sure that your script become more and more robust, right? And you will make sure that actually there should not be any kind of a error condition or something where like it should the script should fail. No, you should also add a lot of error conditions so that you are making your script highly robust. Actually, at any condition, my script should not fail like that. So that is a best practice always. Whenever whenever automation engineers write any script, right, they will see like at which condition my script will fail. So they will add on all those error conditions. So under this condition, the script might fail. Okay, under this condition. So when you're making more robust, right, wherever you work the script, you might work that script in your production environment. You can take the script in your test environment. Wherever you work, your script will 100% work. It will not fail. Right, that is also one of the important tasks of any automation engineer, that how much error condition he will add into his script so that his script becomes highly stable. Okay, so can you enhance that, guys? Can you enhance and send me that the part? Okay. Now, what I'm trying to do here, that we were discussing about what is use of this single bracket and double bracket, right? Through this example, we will try to understand now. Okay, so now what happened, right? When I'm saying no, suppose if I run the script, right? Let me check the systemctl again. Systemctl status Docker. Let me check. Yes, it is not running. So okay, I will try to run through the scripts. Docker start.sh. You want to really run? Yes. Starting Docker, it has run. Now again, if I check the status, Docker is up and running. Suppose assume that actually I'm running the script. Sorry, I'm running the script. Now, if I say no, it will go to the else part and it will say that it's skipping. Correct. Now, what happened, guys? When I'm running the script now, so just watch carefully. Right. Now, it'll ask me whether you want to start the Docker or yes or no. I'm not doing anything. I'm just entering without giving any inputs. See, you are getting some error. Unary operator expected. That means that actually here, guys, whenever you are using a single bracket, please make sure that you should always give the double quote here. Like this. Always, whenever you are using single square bracket, you should always give the input as a double quote. Now you have did these changes now to the script where you're using single quote. Now you try to save the script. And now again, we try to run this script. Just first give yes, so it is work. Now again, you say no, it works. Now when you're not giving any input, now just give input. Now earlier what happened? It showed an error actually saying that unary operator expected something like number 4. Now you could see that it is not throwing an error. It is actually going to the else part because you're not doing anything. You're not giving any input. So obviously what happened, right? It is going to the else part. It means that the if condition is getting failed because the user is not giving an input. So it goes to the else part. In the else part, you're having a skipping it shows you that it is skipping it actually. So it means that actually your script is not getting failed. So what exactly we modified here? We understood that if you're using a single bracket, what are the conditions are there, right? Whatever you're using it here, it should always be in a double quotes. If Okay, that's all. I mean, without a double quote, it was working fine, but you have to give some inputs to verify it. Since I tried out not giving input, so this miserably failed because this had some syntax error. So what the people have did right. So now what they have did right. So okay, they will say that fine, I have used the double quotes. Now what I will do that I will use the double bracket. So I'll do one thing, guys. Now I will try to do the comment actually. Okay. So what I will do here. So I will not use this double quote at all. Instead, what I will do that I will use a double bracket like this. Now let's see how it works. So now you have used the double bracket, but without the quote. We'll see whether it works or not. So save the file and again run the script docker start.sh. Yes, it will start the Docker. If you say no, it will skip it. Suppose in case if you are not doing any inputs, whether it will fail or let us see. See, it is working here. So it means that actually here, when you're using double bracket, here you need not to give a double quote at all here. It will work fine. So this double bracket is an improvisation with the single bracket. If you're using single bracket, please make sure that you have to use a double quote. Without a double quote, sometimes it will fail actually. So this is what one improvisation with that. So that's the reason you would have seen that many people when they're writing script, they'll always use a double quote because maybe sometimes they might forget to use the quotes actually. Here what happened, you have to use a quote, but in the double quote it is not mandatory. I mean, you can even use double quote also. It doesn't really matter. After even using your double square bracket also, still you can give the double quotes. There's no wrong in this actually. But sometimes what happened, right? A user might fail or he might forget to give the double quote. So if you are using double square bracket, you need not to worry about these things. See, it will work now. Still, it will work now. This is the small improvisation, right? When it comes with the double bracket. So, guys, I hope that you understood it. Any doubts you have here in this? I'm not giving input. See, still it will work. So always, please make sure that always use the double square bracket instead of single square bracket. Always. Please don't use single square bracket from now. So this was the olden method. Now it's a new method. Okay. And one more very important thing in the double square bracket is that actually you can add on a lot of logical operator. Like for example, here I'm giving as a yes or no, but sometimes you will see that you can even give y also, right? Small y or capital Y, anything can give, right? Like that, right? So whenever using this double bracket like this, actually, right? You can even add on. Like, let me remove this quote. Actually, I don't need it now. Okay, it's your request. It's your stuff. You need it, you can keep it, or else it is not really required now under the double square bracket. Now what happened? I will do here or with the $user CNF is equal to y, or with the dollar $CNF is equal to capital Y. See, you can use anything now. So this is nothing but you're using a logical OR operator here. Logical OR operator. So this is very much important. So I'll say this one. And then like when I try to run the script, either I can give Y or small y, capital, anything it will work actually. Or I'll give the capital Y. See, anything it will work. So this is one of the very important things that you can use a logical operator or with the double bracket. Is it clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you will say, sir, I want to use here also, sir. Like for example, I want to use in this also single square bracket also. I have to use the same way. How to do that actually? Yeah, in the single square bracket also you can use. Let me comment out this line also for time being. So let me add on one more line so that you will get an information. But as I said, like don't use single bracket. But still, I mean, if some people are saying that, so I'll use a single bracket. I'll say just say $user user confirmation CNF is equal to yes, right? But here you can't use like this actually. It will throw a syntax error. Let us see. It throws syntax or not. I remember it throws a syntax error, but still let us see. Okay, so we have this one. Okay, because I remember that you have to use instead of this symbol, I have to use a -o option when you're using a single square bracket. When you're using double square bracket, you have to use the symbol. But when you're using a single square bracket, I think instead of this, we have to use a -o option. -o means or option. But let's see actually. Okay, it is not working actually, right? So it is not working. So there is an error actually. So I'll give small y. So it is not working. Okay, so what I have to do here, I have to remove this symbol. Instead of this, I have to use a -o option. -o means or option. Let's see now it will work or not. Y yes, it will work. Y it will work. Yeah, this is what's the small difference, guys. Okay, so you cannot use this symbol. So when I'm using square bracket, single square bracket. So let me write it down. So single square bracket, single square when you use single square bracket, okay, logical and or logical or we need to use -o or -a option and option like this. So for example, like this. So we have a condition one or condition 2 like this, something like that, right? Or else you can use a condition 1 in the single square bracket only, -a and the condition 2 like this. I mean, whereas in double square bracket, okay, when you're using like this condition 1, you have to use this or condition 2. Or condition 1 and then condition 2 like this. Clear, guys? I hope this is very clear for you. I don't think that you're going to make any mistake now, right? Please make sure you remember all these things, whatever I said now. Done? Clear, guys? Okay. Fine. Okay. So now what happened, right? One more very important is that actually the, like the double square bracket, right? This double square bracket. Okay. You can use, you remember like, I can either use like S or Y or capital Y like this. I can use it actually in the double square bracket. Okay. What is it actually? Let's see now. Let's see now. Okay. Let me even comment this line also so that you will get to know. Okay, if double square bracket, I need not to write it all these things actually like this. I need not to write all these things. So this whatever I'm saying, no, this we call it as a regular expressions. I call this as a regular expression. So now what happened, right? I will use a double bracket. Okay, dollar of user confirmation. Okay, is equal to either you can use the Y or small y or capital Y. But the main important thing is, guys, actually, whenever you're using this symbol, no, this one, I mean, equals doesn't work actually. You have to use like this, equals with this symbol, you have to use like this. Then only it will work, or else it will not work. This is also one of the things which you have to remember. So now, if I save this file, see, I'll use yes, or I'll give Y, anything, or I'll give capital Y. this will work. Suppose if you are not giving this symbol, tilde symbol here. So for the regular expression, guys, you have to always give this tilde symbol, equals tilde actually. If you're not giving this, I think it will fail actually. So let us do it. Still not work. See. So the syntax error, it will not work like this. So through this also you have to understand it very clearly. Is it clear, guys? I hope that I have covered everything for the single and the double bracket. It took some time for us, but we have understood the whole concept. Okay, good. Okay, what else now? Okay, so whenever using, so let me write it down. Whenever we are using regular expressions like or and or anything, right? Then what happened that you have to use a double bracket. X is equal to, okay, something star is also a regular expression, right? Right, star. So then you are saying, if you're saying like this, double bracket X star, something like this, if you're using no, this is the false one, false statement, false. This is wrong. You have to always use it like this, X equals symbol like this, and then use a X star. Clear? So this is the correct or the true statement actually. Clear? This is how to use. Okay, and many important are there, guys. So for example, when you're using a double bracket, actually, for example, you're doing double bracket, we can even use this less than symbol, greater than symbol, like lesser than equal to, greater than equal to, like this. These symbols can also be used within your double square bracket. Very important, actually. Okay, so right. So this is basically whenever using the single bracket, I mean, less than, greater than, lesser than equal to, greater than equal to, okay, not of equals. So this is for basically, it is for the string operations. One second, guys. Okay, guys, sorry. Like for example, if I want to show in a command line only, like here, let me clear the screen, guys. Like simple, like for example, double square bracket, X is greater than Y, like this. See, it works actually. So here what happened that X, right? X, the ASCII value of the X, right? Is it greater than Y? No, right? The ASCII value of X is always lesser than Y, right? If you do an echo dollar question mark, you will see that you will get 1. So when you do a X lesser than Y, so this is correct actually. See, 0. So greater than, lesser than, all this can be used within your double bracket. Even you can even use even greater than symbol also. Like for example, double greater than, sorry, to double bracket, to for integer comparison you have to use GT. Okay, GT or whatever, right? See, it works. Both the symbols can be used, guys, actually. So for the integer comparison, you have to use these symbols only. Equal to, okay, lesser than, lesser than, lesser than, lesser than equal to, greater than equal to, right? Not equal, like this. These are the symbols which we will be using for our integer comparison. Integer comparison or integer operations. So earlier what happened, right? Whenever you are using the integer comparisons, some of you might have observed that I was using double bracket also. Double the floor bracket or curly bracket or the round bracket to greater than 1. Or else for this double bracket, I think you have to use this symbol actually. This is also correct only. But nowadays what happened that people have stopped using this double bracket. They stop using this circular bracket. They're using this square bracket. Please make sure that you should stick to the square bracket only. Don't use a double bracket. In some script, you will see this also. This has been used, but now it has been slowly, people stop using this. They have started using the double bracket. Is it clear, guys? So that's all about the basic concept of this single and double bracket. Okay. Now, what is the next topic? What we're going to learn? So we'll be learning about the case statement. Very important, actually. Case statements. Case statements are same in C language. In C language, we have something known as a switch statement, actually. So in C and in many other languages, you have something like switch statement. Switch statement, when it comes to shell scripting, we call it as a case statement. Why we use this case statement, or what is the necessity of the case statement? Say case statement is in many ways, case statement benefits a lot, right? How it benefits? Like for example, you have some scenarios where what happens, right? You have some if condition like this, if condition. Within the inside if condition, you have one more if condition. Within that second if condition, you have one more if condition. And within if condition, you have one more if condition. Like what happened, right? You have a condition within a condition within a condition like this. You'll have like this. So what happened, right? There is some logic you are implementing where you are writing a condition within a condition. Which means that you're calling a if condition. Within if condition, you have one more if condition. Inside an if condition, you have one more if condition. Inside if, so this is something like a nested if condition, we say. We call this as a nested if condition. Even though in many places people use the nested if conditions for, like when they're coding it, they'll apply some logic so that while applying it, they have to use this multiple if conditions within if conditions. No doubt, nothing wrong in that actually, because you are trying to achieve your requirement. So you will be using this if condition within if condition, right? But the problem is that actually the main important problem is that actually that your code become very messier actually. Messier means it is a non-readable. I mean, whenever any person reads the script, no, he'll not be able to understand very clearly what you're doing it actually. Even though it works, your script will work, but it is non-readable format. It is highly, no, we don't recommend anybody to use so many if condition within if condition within if condition. What the people say that programmers will say that you have to use a minimum 3 if conditions within that. Beyond that, you shouldn't use it at all. Because if you start using more and more if condition within if condition now, it will become very messier. You cannot maintain the code, and it is a very bad way of programming or bad way of writing your script actually. So this is not a recommended way, let's say. So hence what they say that actually don't use this whenever you have this way, don't use it actually. So it is better to always use the case statement. Case statement is an enhanced version. It means that if you have such cases where you have a case, you have a if condition, then if condition. So better to use a case statement. Okay. So what is the syntax for the case statement actually? It's very simple case. Syntax is very simple. Like for example, you have a case. Okay. You call it as a variable name. Variable name. And we have something like in option. Okay. Then, or else what I can do, that variable name I can give, or else let me give this is a variable name. And then like, then what will happen that something like you will give space variable 1, like this bracket, and write some statements like this. Write some statements. Some instructions will write. Then close with a double semicolon. Then again, var2, variable 2. Okay, like this. Write some statements. This is how this is the syntax I'm saying. Write such statements. Close with always the double semicolon. And then you have something as a star. So write some statements. close with the double. Close this case statement with ESAC. ESAC. You know that whenever I'm writing an if condition like this, I'll always close the if condition with FI. Opposite of if is FI. Similarly, I need to close this case statement CASE with the ulta ESAC, ESAC. So this is the basic syntax of your case statement. Very simple, right? Here what happened, right? Here case, a variable name, in stands for options. So we call it as an options. In stands for options. You can even pass an option here itself, or else later you can pass it, right? And then what happened that you have an option one or the variable one and write that statement. And always every statement should end with a double semicolon. This double semicolon we call it a clause actually. Clause statement. Ended with a double semicolon. It means that you are ending this, executing the statement. How you can end it whenever you are seeing a double semicolon, or it means that when the shell script is executing, so it will execute this statement, execute this statement, it will execute this statement, and finally it will see that okay, there's a double semicolon, come out from the execution of the case statement. Similarly, you have the variable 2, execute this statement, ended with a double semicolon, come out from the execution. So now what happened, right here, what happened, you are having a variable name or the options, and you have an option 1, option 2, option 3, option 4, option 5, and finally you have something with star option. Star means default. Star means default. It means that if a user is not giving any option, he is not giving the option name by name var1, or if he's not giving the option name by name var2, nothing is given. Something is giving the var3 option, 1, 2, 3, X, Y, Z. Anything you're giving, no. Here what happened, right? The star will get executed. Star is same thing like a default statement actually. Default means if nothing is being given, then this statement will get executed. This statement will get executed and it will come out from the execution from the case statement. Is it clear, guys? Can we write a simple script now to understand how the case statement works? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, simple. We'll write one or two examples. We'll see it actually. So let me log out from let me exit from the root user. I'm into the script directory. Yes, I will write something like case1.sh. Okay, let me do one thing. Let me write a small, simple kind of a like calculator program where I want to add some two values or where I want to subtract, whatever might be. So I will use something like hashbang /bin/bash. Read -p, what is it? Enter number 1, right? Number 1. A. Read -p, enter number 2 actually. B. Right? Echo. Or else let me design something like this. That like sometimes people will design a lot like this, right? And then say echo enter 1 as addition. Echo see how people will do like this subtraction something. Echo multiplication. And then say echo okay division. Then again do like this. There will a lot of people that design like this actually. Then I'll say that read -p, enter your options. Option like either 1 to 4, any option. Okay, and I'll give the variable name something like OPT only. I'll give option. Okay, then I'll say case dollar of variable name opt. Here, whatever you're giving here, right? Same, it should come here. Opt in. So if you see the syntax, see, you could see the case variable name in. So this variable name can be anything. So here I'm using the same variable opt. Okay, in. So here what happened, right? You have to give the option 1, right? Option 1 is what? Option 1. I can even write in the same line, or I can even write in the next line also. Echo, what is it? Actually, the addition of $A and $B is, what is it, guys? You can use this also. I mean, we can use this also, but you can use the square bracket also, anything. So let me use this only. And always you know that it should be ended with a double semicolon like this. Correct? Then give value to this. See how nicely we are writing a script, right? Echo the subtraction or the subtraction of $A and $B is dollar of double bracket A minus B. And it should see that it should bend at the double semicolon. 3 options. So make sure that without space also it will work, guys. But I'm just making it my script more, it should look very good. Double, right? Yes. Then if nothing is matching, guys, you have to use star. So what you'll give here? Echo you something. You entered invalid option, something. Ended with a double semicolon. Okay, close this case from exact like this. Simple. Right? It looks simple. This is a very simple script. So then save this file. Chmod +x case1.sh, right? And then like execute this case1.sh. So enter the number. I'll give the number as 10 and the second number as 20. So enter the options. Which one you have to enter? Let me enter the first option. See, here it is asking input from user, right? So like that. 30, 10. I'll go with the division 4. So it works like this. Is it clear, guys? So here what you're doing that here you have to pass an option. Like it means that when you're running a script, actually, it'll ask an input from the user now. So you have to give the input here, actually. Right? Then again, it will show a menu actually where. So if you're not giving anything, I'm just giving 5 or any other value. See, you enter the invalid option, because if you're not giving any option, actually a proper valid option, it will go to the star. Star means default. Now always make sure that, guys, actually that whenever you're writing any case statement, this case values, right? What are the case values? The case values should be a whole number, or should be a whole number or a string actually. You cannot use a floating point number, floating value, floating number as case value. But You cannot say that, okay, I will have 11.1 as a case statement like this, then write statement 12.7. This is not acceptable in case statement like this. Correct? It should be string or it should be a integer value. It can use like this also. Bangalore, Chennai, like this. This could be a case values actually. Chennai, Hyderabad, whatever. This can be, this is possible. So this case value, it can be either be a string or it could be a single character or it could be a number 1, 2, 3 like that. You cannot have any decimal points. You cannot have a floating points. Cannot use as a case value. Is it clear? So like that, you can write a multiple examples, right? You can, yeah, okay, Ramprasad. Right, like let us add one more example, then we'll stop it actually. Like case. For example, let me write case2.sh here. Then I'll just say #bang/bin/bash. Now, what happened, guys? You could see that actually that okay, I will write it down. Like if you have a case1.sh, see, whenever you are running a script, actually, I'm running a /case1.sh. See, you'll start running here. You'll say, no, Rajesh, whenever I run a script, right, it should clear the screen and do it actually. Okay, let me do one thing simple. I'll go with the open with the case1.sh. See here. But before you start doing anything, man, first you clear it. First you clear the command. First you clear the command. See, sorry. First you clear it actually. See, you are calling a clear command actually. See, now you could see that you might be executing anywhere. Case1.sh. You'll first clear the screen. So it looks good actually, right? Correct. So always make sure that when you're writing, right, you'll, if you want to clear it, at the top only you mention that the clear command here like this. So this looks very good actually. Correct. Now, so I will write case2.sh. So same thing, #bang/bin/bash. Okay, I will do one thing. I'll write a clear command here. Okay, so that I need to clear screen whenever I'm executing this, and I'll just choose a read -p option. Something like, for example, here, if you see it, all my file is having a .sh extension. Suppose I will create some file 1.txt, file 2.txt, or whatever, and file 3.txt. So I'm writing some files which are having a .txt extension. Okay, I'm also having a lot of files with the .sh extension. Fine. So I'll do one thing. I will write a case2.sh where what happened, right? I will try to display the files based on the extension actually. So, right, enter your file extension, right? And ext is something I'll use it actually. Then case of $ext in option. I'll just say .txt. So ls-lrt space star.txt. Always end with a double semicolon. Okay. What else? .sh. Yeah. LRT space star.sh. Star means everything. Ended with a double semicolon. Then star. For star, I think you need not to give any this one. What is it, guys? You'll just say echo. Something. Sorry. You have entered invalid file extension. Right? End with a double semicolon. Close this case with ESAC. Simple. right, guys? So now what I will do that, you know very well that I have to give the extension. Okay. So when you chmod plus x case2.sh, and then when I execute the script case2.sh, first it will clear the screen, right? And then I'll give something like extension. Okay, it is asking, so I'm giving .txt as an extension. See, it'll display all those files you're having. So I'm giving extension as a .sh extension. See, it is giving all the files like this. Correct. So I'll write one more example where we can show something like a case within a case. Something like inside a case statement, I can have one more case statement like that, so that it looks good actually, right? So now let me write case3.sh. One more final example, then we'll stop it. Okay. #/bin/bash. So guys, I hope that you're understanding and you're enjoying with the scripts. Right, guys? -e option A. Let me give something because I'm using this, right? B. Third is something like C. Fourth is something like D. 5 is something like E option, like this. Echo. What is it? Select any one, something. Yeah, before that, clear command. Okay, what is it? Read some variable name, var1, anything. Case of $var1 in. Case value A. Echo options are O, E, A, 1, something. Yeah. A2, A3. Read of some variable name var2. Then here I will have case statement. Case of $var2 in. A1 echo. I will do one thing. I will try to do a ls -l long listing. So what I will do, guys, any other command? I'll execute the pwd command, something. Front working directory. See, I can use in the next line also like this, double quote, or else I can use here also like this. Like this also I can use. Clear, guys? There's no difference. Both are same actually. Okay, to make it more, to make it more robust or to look, to make sure that your script looks good, actually, I'll always use the double semicolon and the next line actually. So A3 is something like your echo. I'll do one thing. I'll try to ping to www.google.com. And you know very well that I have to even use a star also, right? Star. I'll do one thing. Echo invalid option. Please select A1, A2, or A3. Then ended with the double semicolon. Close this case with ESAT. ESA. Okay, because this itself, see guys, this itself is one case statement, case value. This should also be ended with a double semicolon. Now, after this, you have a case value B. Okay, echo case, no, something. Case 2 is selected or case B is selected. Something. C echo case C is selected. Okay, and then what you have to do that? Even you have to mention the star also. Echo select either A, B, or C option. Close this statement exact. See, this is a little bit bigger script, but why I'm trying to tell you that actually here, that this is one classical example just to show you that there is a case within a case. See here, you could see that we have a case statement. Inside the case statement, within the case value, one more case statement is there. So when you're executing script, now you'll ask, sir, we are using echo hyphen E. Why you are using, hey man, whenever using a new line option, you know that I have to always use a hyphen E option. Like for example, I'll say the script. I'll just say echo something like, I think I have given this example, Red Hat Linux. It will print, but if I want to print these 3 different words in 3 different lines, you have to use a new line option, right? Whenever you're using any kind of escape characters like /n, /b, /t, along with the echo command, you should always use a hyphen E option. See, it's working. I know, anyhow, we have some space here, but you can remove the space also. /b, removing the blank spaces. If you don't want means actually you can do like this. I mean, remove this. See now. Sorry. I mean, it works. This is also correct, but this doesn't look good actually, right? So, right. So whenever you want to remove any kind of a blank space in between here, -/b you have to use. So whenever using /n, /b, /t, those are all we call escape characters. So there are around 22 or 23 escape characters are there. Whenever using any escape characters along with the echo command, inside echo command or within an echo command, you have to always use a hyphen E option. If you don't use the hyphen E option, guys, it will not work. It means that /n, /b, /t, all this will never get interpreted. See, it will never get interpreted. Right? So now what I'm trying to do here in the case 2 or the case 3, sorry, case 3, I'm using the same thing. I'm using A. 1 means A, 2 means B, 3 means C, like that it has to, and 5 means E. So it will show me some kind of a menu option, a kind of a menu it will show. And here you're saying select any one. Then you're using a read where to. I could have clubbed both these things in a single thing, in a single line by using read with hyphen P option, but I'm not using that. Now here what happened that I'm using a case variable name var1 in. Here we are having a case for the A. But within a case value A, inside you are having some statements like echo options are, and again you are having echo A1, A1 is a A1, 2 means A2, and 3 is A3. It means that further you have some more options, and you are asking input and what are the input is given, it will be stored to the variable var2, read of var2. Then again you are having case of variable $var2 in. Oh, it means that you have entered into one more case statement. Now here what happened, you have to give either A1, A2, A3. If a user gives the A1 value, so what it does, it will do a long listing. Whatever it is in the present working directory, right, all those files will be displayed in a long listing. If you're giving A2, it will show the current working directory. If you're giving A3, it will try to ping to this google.com. If you're not giving A1, A2, A3, you are giving A4, A5, 1, 2, 3, XYZ, anything, then this will get executed. Then close this case with ESAC. Because this is a case value A, close with a double semicolon. Similarly, after this case value A, you have case value B. Suppose at the beginning itself, if you are giving A, it will enter here and it will start executing this one. If you're giving B, then this will get executed. If you're giving C, then this will get executed. If you're giving D, if you're giving E, if you're giving 1, 2, 3, XYZ, anything apart from A, B, C, you're giving, then this will get executed. Close this statement with ESAC. See, this case statement, whatever you're having, this has to be ended with the ESAC. I hope guys, this you have understood it. Let us try to execute this script actually. Right? Then suggest. So you have to say chmod +x case3.sh. Then execute the case3.sh. Right? So you have to give either A1, you have to just rearrange it. Okay, I will give the value A, enter. So here the options are A1, A2, A3. I'll give the value A3. See, it will start pinging, but it is actually pinging, but you are not getting an output here. Right? We are pinging it actually. So, or else let me do thing. Let me remove this ping actually, so that you're inside it, right? Actually, what is it, guys? Long listing of /home /CentOS something. So, value A. Okay, I think I did a mistake here. Yes. I forget to close the backport. So now again, I will. Okay. /case3.sh. Right. Then I'll give A case value. Then I'll give A1. See, it'll do a long listing in the present. Same thing if I give case value B. Okay, case B is selected. If you're giving 3, C is selected. If you're giving D, E, anything, X or Z, anything, then default will get it. Clear, guys? So what you need to do now, like there is one in the Docker start, I already told you that you need to just add on the condition here in the Docker start saying that whenever you are entering, you are running this systemctl start Docker, please check whether the Docker has really started or not. If it is started, then you have to say that, okay, the Docker has successfully started. If not, then you have to say that Docker has not yet started. Okay. And also here you could make sure that actually here we are running everything. Okay. Docker start everything as a root user only. Because we are not considering, even though you are as a CentOS user, I should always switch to the root user and then go to the home CentOS script. And then like you have to open the script and then you have to run the script here only. But how I can make sure that actually that I have to always, you need to even check, right? whether if you are a root user or not. If you are a root user, only the root user only can execute the script. If it is a normal user, other user, right, he cannot run that script. Like that, you have to write, you have to enhance the script. That is an exercise for you. Small exercise. Small exercise is to enhance the script so that only root user can run it. As well, make sure if you start the Docker service, write the condition to verify it. This is a small thing. Hardly, guys, it will be around 4 or 5 lines of code. That's all. Extra you need to add on. That's all. Okay. Clear, guys? So 1 second, guys. Let me have some water.
Hello. 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 Hello.
Okay, guys. Any
Hello?
doubts? Yes. Any doubts you have, guys? Guys, any doubts? Priyanka?
No, sir.
Ravi?
No, sir. No, sir.
No, Raj.
How do you feeling? Is it okay? Are you
Yeah, good.
seeing it
Yes,
interesting?
sir.
It's interested, sir.
And you know, sir, when you're writing a script now, so many things you
It
need
is
to keep
smoothly
in
going,
mind.
sir. Interested.
Yes. Now you will start getting interest more now because you'll be starting advanced things and know a lot of other things, right? Now you'll scratch your head. Oh, so many things are there to learn. You'll feel like that actually. Okay, Kaushal, how do you feel? So guys, now it is 9:30. I would request you to stay for another 1 more hour. Okay, 10:30, so that at least some part of the looping I will cover. I might not really complete everything, or else let me check if I am able to complete. But there are many examples are there I have to show, right? Write and show. So it will take some time. So I might not able to completely complete it actually. So we will continue even for tomorrow also. Let's see. Okay, but please stay up to 10:30. Is it okay?
Yeah, fine, Rajesh.
Okay, thank you. So guys, what about the today you have office or how is it actually?
Yes, sir. We are having office.
Because here the Bangalore Karnataka is band, but for us it doesn't mean because we will be working from home only, right? So for us there is no holiday, but many of the other companies and all, yeah. Okay, Ram is leave today. So Ram, you will be having long weekend, no? Even Monday is also off.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Good, sir. So guys, now
there is no work from home office. Your side.
sir, mine is fully work from home, sir.
Okay.
Mine, when I joined this new organization, I told to my manager, sir, I want to come to office. He said, what you're going to do if you come to office? Nobody's there. So please don't come like that. And they told me that yours is a lifelong permit from home. Don't come at all, they said. So in this new organization, it has been 5 months since I joined. I left my previous organization in April month. April 21st was my last working day. So it was almost near to 9 years I spent in my previous organization. Before that, I was in HP for 2 years. So totally, I'm having around 11 years experience now. Yeah. And to be very frank with you, all of you, this new job, didn't really, I'm not happy with this current organization now. So I'm planning to switch over now, but not really so early now. Maybe in the month of Jan next year, right? I might try to look for other opportunity outside.
You
Let's
are
see.
not happy with salary or work-wise, sir?
Work-wise, not salary. Salary, they have given me very good salary, whatever I asked, but work-wise, not that much. It is there, but not. I was enjoying a lot in my previous organization compared to here, actually. Sometimes it happens like that. So, okay, fine. Yes, no problem, Grace. It is in recording, is no problem. What is there in that? Yeah. No problem. So, fine, guys. So, what we are going to do? So, we are going to learn about the loops, actually. So, introduction to our looping, actually. Very important. Looping is nothing but your heart of any programming, right? Loops are very much important. Without loops, you cannot do any kind of a programming. You cannot do it. Loops are very much important, and we use a lot of stuff in our looping in our day-to-day activity. Whenever writing script, right, the loops have to be used, actually, right? So now, so most languages, so they have this concept of loops. And they're very useful, actually, to execute the series of commands for n number of times. So whenever there is a requirement to run a series of commands n number of times, then it is always better to use loops. What, man, Ram? Concason. So Ram is saying in their company they have fired 40 people. 2 people been fired last 2 days back. Very bad, man, pathetic. No, Priyanka, I don't have a complete 11 years of experience in DevOps. So I have around 5 years experience. Last 5 years I've been working as a DevOps engineer. Not completely, because as I said, right, I worked in a different domain in my previous organization. In HP, I worked as a testing engineer, system testing engineer, where I worked on Perl, where I worked on system level, where I even worked on HP kernel level, testing level, many things I worked on it. After that, I moved to CenturyLink, where I was into build and release. Most of my part of my work was into build and release, actually. And in the current organization where I'm working now, I'm working as a mostly all our projects are into Azure DevOps and Azure and even Terraform. So it is a kind of a end. What I can say that the complete work has been done, actually. So we are waiting for some more projects to come up so that we can start working on the project. But I'm not sure like how long we will be sustaining there because till now we have not got any project. So we are waiting for eagerly for the other next project to come. But what are the current project which we are doing? Right, I'm working on Azure DevOps, Azure as well as Terraform, and it's almost done, actually. Most of the application migration has been completed now. So we don't have any work after post December. We don't have any other work. So we are waiting for some new projects to come. Okay. So now, okay. So like, for example, guys, like if I want to give a simple example of how to use a loops, actually. So let me do think. Let me go back to my server. So what I will do, inside the script, let me create some directory named loops, actually. That will always be in the loops directory. So under the loops, let me write something like intro to the loops, something intro to the loops dot sh hashbang / bash. I'll just say echo something. Welcome to shell scripting. Echo. We have done with all basics, correct? We have completed all our basics right till now. And echo. What we can do now? We are learning. Now we are learning loops. Loops concepts. So these are the simple basic 3 statements or lines which we will be displaying because we're using echo command, correct? So I'll save this file. Now I will try to give the chmod plus x intro to the loops, and I'll just run this script actually. Yeah, obviously all these 3 lines of code will get executed. Fine. Now you will say that, sir, I have a requirement to run the same 3 lines to be displayed for 5 times. Okay. So how to do that? So open the intro script. Okay, you'll do one thing, you have to use something like a loop. So I'll be using a for loop for variable name. So I'll be using a variable name, something like each instance or option. I'll give the value as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do done. Simple. So I'm using a simple basic for loop. And then don't worry now, what is this? Just I'm using some for loop actually. For each variable name, something like each in, okay, and then running it. So now you could see that. So I'll execute this script. You could see that 5 times the same line has been executed. All these 3 echo, right? Echo statements. It has executed, all these 3 has executed 5 times because I'm using something like a looping here. So what is the syntax for the for loops? So in loops, actually, there are 4 types. What are those? We have for loop, we have a while loop, we have a if loop, and we have a select. These are the 4 loopings what we have actually. So we are understanding about the first on the for loop actually. So what is syntax of the for loop? For variable name, instance or option, to write the statements. What are the statements you want to write? It could be 1 statement, it could be 100, or it could be any. Closes do with done. This is a simple syntax for your for loop. For variable name, instance or option. In means option. Means you can even pass the option here itself, from here itself. Do write the statement, closes do with done. Each is a variable name. Yeah, you need not to mention it. It's some name you're using. No, it's not a default variable. No, each you can use anything. Where you can use something like here. See, you can use anything. So, who is it? Ram asking, right? Yes, Ram. See here. It doesn't make. See, I will use the variable name anything. I'll use some name Ram. Anything. It can be anything, guys. See, it'll work. Okay, so it doesn't matter. You can use any name here. So I'm using the variable something like each, for each, something like, right? Or for variable name where in option. Then what is the option you're passing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the 5 options you're passing. Right? And then do write the statement, close with the do with done. Now you run this script. It'll work. Okay. So this is a simple way of using a for loop. We used to even have a traditional way. If you have worked on C or many other languages, right? You have something like a for something like initialization value, initialization, semicolon, okay, condition, semicolon, and then increment value. Do statement, closes do with done. This is also there, guys. This is a very traditional way people, even in C languages, were using. Like, for example, if you remember, for variable name I is okay, I is less than 10, I plus plus. Like this, we were used to use for loops, right? It's the same thing. This in some scripts you will see that this for loop is used. In some scripts you will see this. Both are same actually. But here what happened that you don't have that kind of initialization, condition, increment. Here you have a very, very simple for loops. But whereas here we can control a for loop with this also. Okay, so that's the reason in many places you even use this for loop also. Okay, heavily used actually. So we'll see even some examples for this for loop also, where we have a initialization value, condition, as well as the increment value at the end. Okay, so now why we are using for loop, you understood that, okay, some n number of statements or some n number of commands, if I want to execute n number of times, I need to use some for loop. If I want to give one more classical example, why we using for loops? So for example, you could see that actually in my Prasum directory, I think I am in the loops, right? I don't have that much file. Or assume that here, if you go here, you will see that there are so many files are there with having execute permission. But there are many files are there which doesn't have execute permission. You could see that file 1, file 2, file 3. These files doesn't have the execute permission at all. Okay. So I want to just check it out. So whether this arithmetic or case 1 or whichever file, whether the file has an execute permission or not. Right. How I'm going to check it, guys? So I will write one script actually. Like for example, VI. Suppose I have variable 1. Suppose I have something like a variable 1, variable 2, and file 1.txt, file 2.txt. So suppose I want to check the execute permission, whether the variable 1 has or not, variable 1.sh, as well as even file 1.txt, whether this file has the execute permission or not. How we are going to do? Check file execute permission. The execute permission perm.sh. This is a script I'm writing. I should have written in the inside the loops, but no matter, I'm writing here only. Check execute permission is there or not. #bang /bin/bash. So if I'll be using a double square bracket, check whether -x means execute permission. Is it there for the file variable 1.sh? Then echo. See guys, sometime what happened in some of the scripts, you'll see like this also. Okay, this also is correct. So it means that they're starting this then in the same line, in the same line where if condition is there, right? But I have to put the semicolon actually. So, but what happened, I would recommend not to use this way. It is better to make use of or write this then in the next line only. Okay, this is also correct, and this is also correct. In some scripts, you will see this way also. So don't get confused. So both are same actually. So it is better that when you are writing, you write in that then in the next line actually. Then what is it actually that echo variable 1.sh. Sorry, what is the file name? Variable 1.sh. Yeah. Variable 1.sh. Variable 1.sh is having execute permission. Else, if it doesn't have then you say that echo, variable 1 is not having execute permission. Simple, right? Close this if condition F5. So now I will say this file. Now I'll give the case mod plus x execute permission .sh, and I'll execute the script actually. So it says that variable 1 has an execute permission. Why? Because that it's going to check it out, guys, whether this has an execute permission or not. You could see that there's a plus x is there. So execute means everywhere the execute permission is there, hence it is saying it. Suppose you will say that, sir, I want to check for the file 1, whether it is there or not. Okay, no problem. Open the script actually. Write one more if condition like this. Right. One more if condition like this, where you are verifying for the file 1.txt, whether you have or not. See, whether file 1. So everywhere, instead of variable 1, you have to use file 1. File 1.txt. And here also, I think you have to change everywhere, right? So what I'm trying to tell here that, guys, now you are checking for the two file. Okay, fine. You are checking for the two files, whether I have the execute permission or not actually, right? And I'll say this file. Right, now I will execute the script. So say that variable 1 is having execute permission, but file 1 is not having because it doesn't have the execute permission. because you could see that the file 1 doesn't have the X. Here X is not there. So there's no execute permission. So hence it is saying it is else class, or the else statement is getting executed, and it says that it is not there. Now you will say that tomorrow you will say that Rajesh, check the portability.sh, check whether the variable 3, check whether the case 3 has all the permission, execute permission or not. So you cannot write a if condition, right? The code becomes very messier. Right, and the length of the code will become too large. And it is not a recommended. You cannot write like this. Tomorrow assume that you need to write 100 files. You need to check 100 files. Do you think that you'll write if condition for all? No, it is not a good recommended way, right? Instead, what happened that here you have to use a for loop. Correct, guys? You have to use a for. So now what I will do that I will try to comment this line. You know that all this commenting line, how you have to do that. So you have to just say double less than comment, com comment. Okay, and then at the down at the end, yesterday we saw this, right? You have to use the same comment. So all these lines from here to here have been commented. Now the same thing I'll be using a for variable, for loop. So for each or any variable name in instance or option. Then here I will pass variable 1.sh, file 1.txt. Right? Then what happened for variable name each in, you are passing the files here only, variable 1.sh, file 1.sh like this. Do what happened, right? So you have to just check if -x whether $each echo $each having nothing. See how your code becomes very much lesser, right? Within 4 or 5 lines you're able to do it. So I'm just trying to explain you that this is the advantage of having a loops. You have to use the loops. Close this if condition. Fi, close this to done. See. Now what happened that you're using a for loop now. So what is doing when you execute this script, actually what it does basically, first you have a for variable name instance or option. Here only you're passing an option. So what option you're passing? You're passing an option of file names. So first what happened, right? Whenever the for loop is getting executed, what it does, it takes this entire first argument, let us variable 1.sh, it will be assigning to the variable each. Yes. Once it's assigned to it, it will get inside the for loop. Inside the for loop, what you're having, and after the do, you're having if condition. If check whether the file $each means this $each will have this value, right? Variable 1.sh. Here you're just checking if this execute $each is not, but variable is having execute permission. If this condition is true, then it will execute the thens class statement. Okay. Now still there is a lot of other values are there. It is not like only one value. You are passing one more value. So file 1. So file 1 now it will be assigned in the next iteration. It will be assigned to this variable again to the variable by name each. So again it will get inside the for loop. Here you are checking whether the file 1 has execute permission. No, it doesn't have. The condition will fail here. When the condition will become fail, the else class statement, that is this one will get executed. Now again it will go to the for loop. It will check that whether any other values are there. No, there's no other value. After file 1.txt, there's no other value. So then what happened? The for loop will get exit out. It will complete task. It will come here. It will execute this done, and then it will come out from the execution. This is how it works. Now you could see that when I execute the script, see how it works. See, it works same thing. How earlier if condition was used, right? Now I'm using the for loop and execute it. Is it clear, guys? This is a very, very simple example I've shown you. So you understood, right? You can avoid using a lot of if condition. You can avoid by using this loops. Loops are very important, and loops will also make your script looks good, and also it will try to reduce the number of instructions or lines of code within your script. Yes. Yes. Okay. Any other things, guys, which is going in your mind? You want to ask any other thing? Any questions? Priyanka or Gopal sir, Girish sir, Kaushal?
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Sir, Suppose if you want to pass all the files in the in this current directory in the for loop, so in that for loop syntax, can we pass the command of ls minus la?
Yes, you can do that. Yes, right.
Okay, I think
Now,
the,
for example, here,
we need to check we need to check whether it is file or directory also, I think might be.
No, yes. When you're here, what happened, right? You need to like this, or else, you know very well, like this. Or what you will do, no? ls greater than some file name, my file. So my file will have all these file names. So now I'll open this one. For each sometime you'll see like this in the script. Some people will use it. Clear? Or else you can use dollar of ls. Yeah, let us see now. Exit script, sorry, save the script, exit the script. Okay. Is it clear?
Okay.
Yeah. Or else there are many ways are there. That's what I said, right? So already you are having a file, my file. See, cat of my file. Same thing. It will.
Thank you, Rajesh. Thank you.
No problem, sir. Thank you. Yeah, okay. Okay, fine. Yes. Or else you will say, sir, I want to pass. I mean, here, what you're doing, no, you are actually giving all the inputs here only. But you will say that, sir, while running the script, I have to give the inputs, sir, file names or the data, whatever might be. So I have to give the input. So then in that case, you have to use some kind of a position parameter, which we have not come. We'll come now soon, and then like you'll get to know about how to use the position parameters. Okay. So, like for example, I mean, I will just introduce now only so that you will get an understanding actually. Okay. So, for example, here, the first positional parameter is $1 we say actually, or else let me show later only. Why I have to show now only. Okay, let me show later only. I mean, I don't want to really confuse now. Okay, fine. Yes. So here, what happened now? You are actually checking everything within your current home directory only. Here only, everything, whatever the files are there, here only. You will say that, Rajesh, I have some path only, some big path is there. In that particular path only, I have some file. There I have to check it out. Right? There I have to check it out. Like, for example, etc. See, when I do a LSFNL, etc, password, this I have to check now whether this file has exit permission or not. So here what happened, right? You are running the script here in your path, but you want to even check this file also. So under that case, what happened, right? You can give the file like this also. I mean, you have to give like this also. Or else what you can do that, what I'm understanding that, you'll do one thing. I'll do one thing. Something like, I'll use some variable, something like given underscore something path is equal to $1. Okay. And then like I will give a here. So this is the position parameter. So I'm forcibly have to tell you now the position parameter. ls of or $of given underscore path, whatever. That's all. So now what I have to do that while running the script, actually, I have to give this path also. It is the password /star bin ls, sorry, /var log messages file. So I'm giving the complete path. So while running a script only, I'm giving this file. So why it didn't took the next one? Oh, it is taking only one because this is a $1. Okay. $1. This is a $2 actually. So I'm only passing only one value. So how to again correct it? I have to pass a number, which we will see later. Don't worry about this. Okay. So here what happened, right? Whenever I'm executing it, I have to give the complete path /var log message. This is the file which I want to check whether that has a permissions or not. Correct. So this is nothing but the positional parameters. So not yet come to that, guys. Don't worry. I'm just saying that. So $1 I'm using. This is the first position parameter. Like that, second position parameter, third position parameter. Like that, we'll be using a positional parameters. So now here what happened, right? If you are not giving anything, like for example, in this case, I need to pass some position parameter, first position parameter. If you're not giving any position parameter at all, right? You have to, it has to fail it actually. Like for example, here, you have to, if you stick it out in the AXE, you have to pass some position parameter. So I'll do one thing, guys. I will take a copy of this check as original ORIG. So I'll have this check, right? I will remove this line because it will confuse you. So I'm having these lines of code actually. So here what happened, I have not yet come to the position parameter, but I'm just saying that while executing script, you have to first at least pass one parameter. So it means that when I'm passing a sorry, I didn't save it. So I will say this file. Now you know that when I'm executing the script, you have to pass some parameters. That means that you have to pass the first position parameter. If you're not passing it, see, it is actually checking the existing one. In the existing, that shouldn't happen, right? Like that, right? Or else you have to pass it, right? You have to, you have to skip it or you have to exit out if you're not giving anything. Or else you have to give, you have to tell to the user that actually how to use it. So in that case, what you're going to do, you have to use a if condition. If open the double bracket. Again, I'm forced to use this. Actually, $hash is not, but the counter, the number of count actually, the number of count parameter. Okay. If it is not equal to 1, then you have to just say that echo how to use or how to execute the script. Usage is something like first is a $0 but script name space. You have to give some any path or any file with path need to be provided like this. And then exit 1, close this if condition F5. So it means that you're making sure that when you're running a script, actually, you have to pass at least one parameters. Suppose here you could see that now. So I'll say the script. Now, don't worry, guys. This one I have to repeat it to this one, but I'm just showing you. See, I'm not passing any parameter at all. See, usage. It means that it is coming out from the execution. You have to pass always some parameter like this. /var log, whatever might be. See, now it will execute it. So here in the script, if you see here, I'm using something like a $hash. I'm using something like a $1. Don't worry, these are all the position parameter which will be coming across now. In some time, you are going to come across with this position parameter. Clear? So anyhow, we'll come across with this example. Don't worry as of now. Not like a error handling. It is just like a usage. Usage means how to use your script. Or else what exactly you need to pass on whenever you're executing a script. Because if you're in your script, you're using some positional parameters, you should know how many parameters you need to pass. Sometime what happens when you write a script, the script expects you to pass some 3 parameters. If you're passing 2 parameters, if you're passing 4 parameter or any n number of parameter you're passing, the script should fail. It should not run at all. You have to only pass 3 parameters. So in that case, what happened, right? You are actually telling to the user that, okay, you need to pass the 3 parameters. What are those 3 parameters? Something like usage. So in that case, what happened, that here you are checking the condition. You are mentioning the condition, and then you are just saying the user, this is how you have to use it. It means that when running a script, you have to pass the 3 parameters or 1 parameter, whatever, like that you can mention, and you can exit out from it. Okay. Anyhow, we'll come across with this later, guys. Don't worry about this. Okay. So sometime what happened, right? Like you need to, you need to write a script where you need to print some value, or else sometime what happened, right? You need to take a backup of the files actually. Like for example, you have file 1, file 2, file 3. These 3 files you need to take a backup, something like that actually. So I'll just say vi backup.sh, backup files.sh, backup files file.sh, something. So #bang /bin/bash, right? So here what happened, guys? You know that the file names will always start with the file 1, file 2, file 3, like that. File 1.2, file 2.3, file 1.txt, file 2.3, file 3.txt. These are 3 files are there. So can I do a cat of greater than already have a my file? I'll give something like a my file 1. So when I do a cat of my file 1, okay, it doesn't have anything. Okay, or else oh, sorry, not cat of, ls of file star, sorry, greater than my file 1, cat of my file 1. See, you have this my file 1 has these 3 file names actually. So now what happened, right? In the backup.sh, what I will do that echo. See, always guys, whenever you write a script, always please make sure that, as I said earlier, but as I said earlier, always you have to make sure that you have to mention who is author of the script actually. Okay, and what your script does actually, the script description. Taking backup of the files. This is always a best practice actually. And also make sure that, suppose you are maintaining some kind of version of your script. Suppose this is a version of my script which is 1.0. Suppose tomorrow somebody will do it. So this is a 1.0, right? Rajesh did it actually, right? Suppose tomorrow I will left the organization, somebody will come and somebody will work on the same script, and he will go to enhance my script. So he can put like this hash. So like this, see, version 1.0 29 /09 2023, like that he will mention. Somebody will come in the organization, join. I would have left it. He will add on. Suppose he's doing any enhancement, he'll say version 2, 1.2 or 1.1 or whatever. See, he will maintain it. So that is done by the Mahesh, and he would have did something like 15th of August 2024. He would have did the updates. So if you maintain like this version, you will get to know like who and all have worked on the scripts, right? And you can even write a note also here actually. 1.0, like, right, added a few more conditions or few more error condition to fix the particular issue, something like that. You can mention the issue name, and you can write it down like this. So that what happened, right? If you're maintaining such information within the script, that script will become more readable. And also what happened, right? And it becomes very good maintainability also. Plus, whoever is actually coming all across with that script, right? They will get to know about what that script does, who wrote the script actually, and you can even furnish some information about. You can reach out to that email ID if you are facing any issue like that. Some people are there who will be there in the industry for a very long time. They'll not leave, but they would have changed from one team to other team. So if you need any kind of help, right, they would have given an email ID, the company corporate email ID. You can contact them if they are available in that organization. So like that way, what happened, this will be very useful, guys. So I might not really write all these things in every script, but always when you write any script, you have to make sure that you need to use, you have to mention some details at the top of the script always. That is always better. So now what happened, what I'm doing here, for variable name each or anything, variable name var, instance for option, I will just say cat of my file one, because the cat of my file one will have all the file names. Do what you're doing, you are doing a copy of that dollar of var. Where you're copying, you're trying to copy that to under temp directory. Under temp directory, you're copying the same file as a BCK, backup of file. Close this, do with done. Simple, right? So you're copying the same file under the temp as a same file with the .bck as an extension, and I'll save this file, right? Then I will do a chmod sx backup file.sh. Correct. Now when I try to execute the script, it'll work it. Now if you go to the temp directory and see, can you see all those files have been taken as a backup? See file 1.txt, file 2.txt, file 3.txt, backup, right? So I took a backup to that particular directory. So in this way, you are using a simple for loop here. Actually, right? The for loop here, there is it actually backup file.txt. We are using a simple for loop and using a simple cp command to copy a file and keeping as a backup in the under the temp directory. Is it clear, guys? Correct? Yeah. Okay, fine, good. Now, so now what happened, right? You have something about this also. Like, as I said, like it is initialization, these are condition. I think, sorry guys, this is not a double quote, it is a single quote actually, like this. Okay, this is what it is. Can we see it actually, this one? So this we call it as actually C language type of loop actually. C language type. C language type of for loop actually. Okay, can you see an example? Okay, let us see. Go back here. I think I'm executing everything as a root user only. Let me exit out from the root user and let me get into the loops, and I'll use just something like a for of something like introduction to the for, then something for one.sh hashbang /bin /bash. So I have to use for cnt is equal to 1, cnt is less than equal to 10, cnt plus do echo this something. This is C type for loop something. Close is do with done. Simple. So now what happened? This statement, guys, will be executed for 10 times actually, right? So I'll say the script. I will use a what happened? What happened actually?
For loop not ended properly, Rajesh. So we need to be done.
CNT is equal to 1. CNT less than equal to 10. CNT plus plus. Oh, sorry. This is what is it? This is C type, right? This is C type for loop. Those is to be done. Sales file. Why it is, sir? Why it is not saving? Can't open file adding enter. Why? What happened? Okay. Okay. I think this directory was created by the root user, right? So if you come out from here, if you do ls-l loop, right? So loop basically it was created by your root directory. So being a root directory, you cannot do it actually. So you have to say chmod, chown. The user is CentOS, CentOS loops. With a hyphen R option. Yeah. Now if you do ls-l, now you could see that now it has changed to CentOS. Now go to the cd loops, create a for.1.sh, paste that script. Now it will work. Okay, sorry, man. Again, we have to write it. Anyway, you understood. For oh my god, how many times have to read? CNT less than or equal to 10. CNT plus plus. This for loop we have seen heavily, guys. We'll use this heavily in our script in a day-to-day activity because we need this kind of initialization and condition and also the increment value. We need this actually. So we will be using this heavily in our scripting actually. So now I'll say the script. So now it will work. So chmod plus x for 1.sh execute script. Now it will work. Correct. So guys, what I will do now, sorry guys, I've not had, I didn't maintain, I didn't copy pasted all the scripts actually. So what I will do that, I think first I will take a cat of, just a minute guys, case1.sh. So that I will try to copy the script from here till here, right? I will maintain in our scripts actually. So examples. Okay, this is what it is. Second example, case2.sh. So this is a script actually. Okay, case2.sh. And then case3.sh. Okay, let me copy paste it in a notepad. Yeah. After that, what we did? Any other thing we did, guys? Yes, we did something on the loops. So introduction to the loops, we did it. We started with this loops with a simple example. Okay, and then like what else? Backup file, cat of backup file, cat of backup file. We did this one. So why I'm using cat means when you try to see the script, right, you can understand, okay, this is a script name I have to write and this is what the script I have to write, like that. You should know that actually, right? So I think I missed this one. So yeah. And also check the permission, something which I used it actually. Okay, so what is it? Cat of check the execute permission. Yes, of course. I mean, I missed the Docker also. I will copy paste at the very beginning. Okay, we have something like a cat of Docker start.s, right? Which you have to enhance also, right? That is one small task. Apart from that, I will give two more script. I will tell you to. I'll give you to write it down. Right? You have to write it down. Clear, guys? Okay. Okay, guys. Sure. Thank you, guys. Thank you all. I think we will stop it today. Okay. We will continue from here onwards, from here itself, the for loop tomorrow. Okay. So what we are going to cover, we are going to cover the for loop, we are going to cover the while loop, we are going to cover the until loop, we are going to cover the select statement, break, continue, some advanced scripts we are going to cover tomorrow morning, and also we'll be learning about what is an array. Okay, and in tomorrow's evening session, I'm saying array, what are the arrays, how to use arrays in your scripts. Plus you'll be seeing what is the cron jobs and all, what are functions, right? And also like set and awk programming. So many things are there which we'll be covering. Clear, guys? So guys, I hope that you guys understood today. Okay.
Yes, sir.
If you don't have any doubts, then we'll stop it. Yes. Yes. Yes, Ram, actually.
So
There
how
is a way, yes, to pass the password actually. Yes, you have to use a read-s option.
read -s.
Hmm.
Oh,
Okay. Or else if you want to pass through SSH, there is something SSH with you need to use some environment variables to pass it actually. That also I will discuss after some time when we are learning about the system scripts, right, where we are doing some kind of a SSH automation scripts we are doing, right? There I will be explaining about SSH pass command. With that, there are three methods are that pass the password when you are actually remotely log into from one server to other server. So there also I will be explaining something.
okay, sir. Thank you.
Fine, man. Chalo then. I'll stop it now. Okay, let me stop the recording.